So one of the benefits of using the part of our brain that calculates things and thinks in hypotheticals, and it allows us to take our theories and then start to apply probability, right? And I by far the best influence that I've ever had in my life until this day is my Coach Brown, who he's a great man. He has coached he coached my entire class, all of them who played football. Um, but he coached me for 3 years because I was on varsity for 3 years, and they brought me up in San Clemente to middle linebacker as a sophomore, which is crazy. I actually asked my coach, I'm like, hey, isn't this like child abuse? Like, you're taking a 15-year-old kid. I was a young sophomore. I should have been a freshman. I'm like 160, and I'm like, I'm young, coach. Isn't this child abuse? Like, you're literally you're telling me to go do that, and that could kill me. Like, that could break my neck. I didn't say this to Coach Brown. Coach Brown he became like a buffer because I was thrown onto a team with adults, pretty much 18-year-old, 17-year-old, and that 2-year, 3-year difference in high school, you know what that is. That's like freshman to senior, where the seniors are just completely different and they're completely corrupted. So it was a strange thing because they put me at middle linebacker. Well, what does middle linebacker do? He has to go kick everyone's ass, and so like they didn't like me. Not only am I a sophomore, like, he's a liability. He's making us look bad in practice, and he's making us look bad to the girls. He's a middle linebacker. Like, I had people that wanted to fight me at parties that didn't even play football. They're like, how the hell are you middle linebacker? So the reason I'm saying this is because it created a relationship that, like, he protected me, and he still does, right? And what he does today is he helps me. He's completely taking his wisdom about the Bible and about faith, and he is making it so digestible for me to where it's something that actually makes sense, like, for the first time, because he's a teacher. And I'm giving him props right now because he's a great man. He really is. But I just formed a question for him, which makes just the fact that I'm in that state of mind, it's a beautiful thing. Because I just literally thought of this. If you think of Jesus in the Bible, right? Because I talked to Coach Brown, he told me Jesus, he didn't like pay for a house. He was homeless. He went and lived up by the lake. That's where he wanted to be, just a lake. Okay? So Jesus is in the Bible because he's so freaking special, to say the least, right? So, like, people, like, literally, he has special powers. Like, he could go get whatever he wanted. He's like the ultimate salesperson slash politician slash, like, therapist. Like, he could make so much money, whatever that was back then, value. He created so much value that, and to have no overhead, and he's the Son of God, so he's utilizing miracles. I'm sure he knows how to use math, right? Because if he's trying, if he's making all these, like, things into water, into wine, and, like, he's not going to waste math because he's smart. So he must have undoubtedly been utilizing the most powerful force in the universe, compounding, right? Think about it. Do you understand my point? If you're to take this very seriously, so if he's the Son of God and he's armed with different things, like, just, he's more powerful in so many different ways, right? He can do miracles, right? For him to be really, really smart, that's not even really a miracle. Like, that we have people with 200 IQ that could, 150 IQ that would just automatically go, okay, we're going to compound this because I'm up at the lake, everyone else is paying money. Like the math, he wouldn't have to wait for like another person to tell him how to use compound interest. He'd figure it out. So Jesus would be obligated to use that as a tool to help. Otherwise, he'd be God would say, man, you're not using all your talents. That's not good. I'm telling everyone else to use their talents. I'm telling everyone else to multiply their money. I'm telling it. So it's all in the Bible, man. Jesus, one of his major advantages is maybe the one thing that actually like made him get to the point where he's just that prevalent in our history books is because he was this amazing salesperson that figured out compound interest and the power of it, and then like did exactly what I'm experiencing. Like, whoa, I'm going to improve my health. I'm going to increase the amount of income. That gap that really matters is how much do I cost, my cost of living, versus how much do I make. So he learned out, man, that gap is so much greater than everyone. And then I also know what to do with it. Like, oh, so now I have a plan, like I can add it to an investment. And then like that would be something that he would prioritize. And then think about how quickly that would give him an advantage, right? So maybe like he was like Kanye West, where he had like all the best people around him, and he's like, all right, man, like, I mean, there were human beings back then. So I'm just fascinated by that, because that in my mind is like, if you just think of it logically, like he had the advantage to use compounding interest in a way that we've never seen in history, just because of his presence, his power, his skill set, and then his financial situation, and his embrace of living homeless and healthy. And so thanks, Coach Brown.